In the heart of East Africa, a nation committed to a sustainable future is rising. Welcome to Kenya, a country where energy innovation meets climate resilience. This is the story of Kenya's Ministry of Energy and Petroleum and its vital role in shaping a greener, more sustainable future. The Ministry of Energy and Petroleum is the guardian of policies that establish a perfect setting for the effective operation and expansion of Kenya's energy sector. As the architects of Kenya's energy transformation, that mandate goes beyond powering homes and industries. At the heart of decisions is a conscious effort to drive our nation towards cleaner, more sustainable energy.
Energy is significant in terms of aligning and supporting the climate change challenge. For us in Kenya, you may be aware that today we generate up to 92% or we dispatch up to 92% of our energy on renewable green energy. We ramped up the development of geothermal, which is green renewable energy, from 45% to 970%. Most of the rest of our energy at 840 megawatts is on hydro. Hydro is green and also renewable. We have also done heavy investment on wind and solar. Wind today from Lake Turkana, we developed 310 megawatts, Kipeto another 100, and Gong Hills another 45. We have solar at a total of 210 megawatts. From Garissa, from Weru in Malindi, from Selenke, Sedet in the North Rift. So out of the 3,000 megawatts that we developed today to run this economy, we have 2,600 megawatts being renewable energy and only 500 coming from the heavy fuel oil.
The ministry is also keen on fostering climate consciousness, resilience, and adaptation for all facets of energy production, transmission, and distribution. The sustainability journey begins with how we generate power. The Kenya Electricity Generating Company, KenGen, harnesses the power of nature to light up our lives. KenGen is East Africa's largest producer of electricity power, the bulk of which is from clean sources of energy, including geothermal, hydro, and wind. KenGen is shaping the region's energy landscape, reducing carbon footprint and embracing renewable sources.
One of the reasons I was drawn to KenGen is its reputation for integrity, innovation, excellence, and a customer-centric approach. The kind of work we do in KenGen requires that we uphold very high levels of safety. In the rapidly evolving landscape, we find ourselves in embracing change and adapting to new challenges is essential. Together, we will navigate these waters, leveraging our collective strengths to drive KenGen to new heights.
The Geothermal Development Company, GDC, taps into the Earth's core to create clean, reliable geothermal energy. GDC was founded in 2008 to act as a special purpose vehicle with the objective of accelerating the growth of geothermal resource development in Kenya. GDC is currently exploring 1,065 megawatts of geothermal power from 3 geothermal projects.
Geothermal essentially produces about 99% less carbon. So geothermal is the way to go for Kenya. So what we are also then doing is that we are creating industrial parks and heat power, industrial parks stroke heat parks. In these industrial parks, we will be providing electricity, but more importantly, we'll be focusing on harnessing this direct, what we are calling the heat, and try to get that heat to industry. And that way, we can actually be able to create great advantages for those industries that require heat. And there are many.
The Nuclear Power and Energy Agency, NUPEA, is the youngest sibling of Kenya's power generators under the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum. It was initially established in 2010 as the Nuclear Electricity Project Committee, then transformed into the Kenya Nuclear Electricity Board in 2012, before being renamed as the Nuclear Power and Energy Agency in 2019 upon enactment of the Energy Act 2019. Its mandate is development of nuclear power program for electricity generation in Kenya, carry out research and development of energy technologies, and capacity building for the energy and petroleum sectors.
Yes, NUPEA's ambition is to work towards the development of the first nuclear power program, which will see the country have its energy needs supplied and lead to a reduction of the cost of electricity in the country. Nuclear reactors actually have zero carbon print during operation. Once we have a nuclear plant, we'll be able to generate electricity without producing greenhouse gases, which, as you know, have a negative effect on the climate. Nuclear technology will be able to ensure that the country actually produces electricity and other energy needs by doing so without polluting the environment.
Power transmission bridges the gap between generation and distribution. The Kenya Electricity Transmission Company, KETRACO, constructs the lifelines that transmit energy across the nation. KETRACO plans, designs, constructs, operates and maintains Kenya's highest voltage electricity transmission grid, as well as the regional power interconnectors.
First, the overall primary goal of KETRACO is to give access to Kenyans, especially whether they're relying on medium voltage lines or isolated diesel generators. Then we also reinforce the grid. We also evacuating power and interconnect to neighboring countries. But specifically in your question, what KETRACO is doing is that we are laying a transmission network across the country, reaching all areas with extremely good renewable energy potential, whether it's wind, solar, geothermal. If you look at our plants, we're reaching every corner to ensure that the existing areas, plus even future where investors want to come on board, can have a transmission line that is close to the grid so we can evacuate power into the grid. So we avoid the use of anything that has actually come from the environment, like trees, cutting them. The moment we have actually seen that we actually improve access of power, and that is reliable, people actually move away from cooking using charcoal or even firewood to more to electricity and other forms that are more reliable than charcoal.
In the intricate web of Kenya's energy landscape, there's a cornerstone that ensures the lights stay on and power flows seamlessly. Kenya Power plays a pivotal role in powering homes, businesses, and industries, connecting urban centers and rural communities alike to the energy they need. With a commitment to reliability and efficiency, Kenya Power ensures that the nation remains illuminated, even in the face of evolving climate challenges.
Kenya Power and Lighting Company is responsible for distribution and retailing of power. It is also responsible for the National Control Center, whose function is system operation, that entails also dispatching power to meet the demand in the country. As a system operator and also as a retailer, we interface with those who generate power and also those who transmit. And in interfacing with them, we ensure that all the new plants or the new generation that is coming into the grid is green as much as possible. And indeed, the purpose for which we are extending that access to the citizens is to displace the use of wood fuels, the use of lighting using kerosene lamps, all of which are not really clean.
The Kenyan government is keen to ensure that all Kenyans have access to electricity, with special attention to rural areas, which are yet to be connected to the grid. The Rural Electrification and Renewable Energy Corporation, REREC, empowers rural communities by bringing energy to their doorstep. REREC was established with the aim of providing subsidized electricity in rural areas and pioneering renewable energy developments. REREC's flagship project is the Garissa Solar Plant, which is the largest grid-connected solar power plant in East and Central Africa.
So rural electrification does the extension of power lines in the rural areas, and we all know that this is clean energy. But we also do the development of renewable energy sources, and they are of different types. We have solars, we have standalone systems like the home systems, the school systems. We have mini grids, and these ones have been able to be used in the areas that are far away from the grid. We call them the off-grid areas. You know, most of the communities use wood fuel for cooking. And therefore, what we are doing, we are now trying to encourage them to ensure that they start using renewable energy sources. They connect to electricity because this is clean energy, because that reduces deforestation. It also reduces what you would call in-house pollution, because you know when you use a lot of firewood, even in terms of health, it affects your health. And this way then communities are able to use better ways of cooking. We have the clean cooking stoves, and this way then we are able to curb the climate change and things like that.
The petroleum sector drives not only our vehicles but also our commitment to sustainable practices. The National Oil Corporation of Kenya, NOCK, ensures responsible exploration of oil and gas, while Kenya Pipeline Company, KPC, transports energy resources efficiently.
There is a technology that had been pioneered for a while, and it's matured and deployed at the moment for the industry, called carbon capture and utilization, or carbon capture and storage. So in National Oil's approach in oil and gas exploration, we have made this technology part and parcel of the foremost technique in ensuring that we utilize this resource while deploying the technology whose main purpose in this area and sphere of exploration is to ensure it addresses the element of pollution in the effort of net zero and decarbonization.
In terms of what we've done on the climate change, we've been able as a company to transition from using the expensive switch gears in terms of the heavy polluters into the variable frequency drives. And over the last 6 years, from 2017, we've been able to save in those initiatives close to about R1 billion. Over the last 2 years, we've planted close to about 300,000 trees over the last 2 years. Our target is to do 500,000 every year, a target of 5 million trees in the next 10 years.
In Kenya's journey towards a sustainable energy future, one vital entity stands at the crossroads of regulation and innovation. The Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, EPRA, is the guardian of standards, ensuring that energy practices align with Kenya's vision of resilience and sustainability. As an independent regulatory body, EPRA oversees pricing, licensing, and quality control, ensuring a fair and transparent energy sector that resonates with development policies and the nation's climate goals.
One priority we have done is we are targeting public boarding schools so that we'll be able to issue LTB facilities. This one has got impact on their health as well as also in their learning performance in the schools. We are targeting about 3,000 to 5,000 public boarding schools to get this facility. Number two, we also target low-income households in the country. The target is about 4.5 million households, so that they'll be able to get subsidized LPG cylinders, so that they'll not be using charcoal or firewood or dirty kerosene at home to improve, their lifestyle. Thirdly, we also are trying to have infrastructure development on LPG that will be able to make it cost-effective and also efficient for Kenyan population.
In Kenya, energy isn't just power, it's our promise to the planet. And at the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum, we promise a brighter, cleaner, and greener future.
We have an ambitious plan, which I believe we are going to meet, that we want to go green 100% by the year 2030. But to get there are certain things that we need to do. Number one is green hydrogen and power to X. We have been developing through, with the help of our development partners, our green hydrogen strategy. We are hoping to be the continent leaders in green hydrogen strategy and generation. We are looking at battery energy storage. Why battery energy storage? Is because Kenya has a lot of variable renewable energy, mainly from Lake Turkana and Kipeto. Those are wind plants generating about 426 megawatts. Then we have solars, about 4 big solar plants, actually 5, Selenkai, Sedate, Alten, and Globlek, plus Garissa Solar. Those variable renewable energy technologies do have variability in that when there is a low cloud, high cloud cover, you do not dispatch from the solars, and similarly most of the time when there is high cloud cover, you don't have wind energy. And therefore, for us now to harness the best of that power, we are looking to employ the battery energy storage. We store the power when we don't need it and dispatch during our peak times. The last one is on weather technologies. We want to invest and collaborate with the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. That is where Meteorological Department is domiciled. And with now smart climate and weather reading patterns, then we can be able to plan well in terms of hydrology levels for our rivers, also for the cloud covers and wind terrain, so that we can be able now to advise and plan on power generation. So basically there are 3 types of areas we are looking at. Number 1 is the battery energy storage, number 2 green hydrogen, and number 3 smart weather.